Assalamu alaikum. I hope you are all fine. I'm Hafsa Riaz from SLS Montessori and High School. In this video, we are going to study Unit 2, Food and a Balanced Diet, which is on page number 11. At the end of the lesson, students, you will be able to explain healthy food and portions, describe the benefits of eating healthy food, create a food plate reflecting healthy choices, importance of water and exercise, ways of cooking food and preserving food. The keywords of this unit are pyramid, preservation, cooking, frozen, spoiling, prevent, bake, boil, steam, fry, and overcooking. So let's get started. Today we will study the topic food pyramid, which is on page number 14. Students, we know that there are different kinds of food that help our body in different ways. It's important to eat all of them in different amounts every day, so we can get all the nutrients that our body needs. But how do we know if the foods we are eating are good for us, and how much of each kind of food should we eat? The food pyramid can help us answer all these questions. Now you must be thinking what a food pyramid is. A food pyramid is a chart that can be used to see how many portions of each food should be eaten a day to achieve good health. You can see that food pyramid is arranged into different kinds of food that we commonly eat. You can see cereals, pasta, fruits, vegetables, meats, milk, etc. Grains give carbohydrates, vitamins and minerals. Vegetables and fruits give a lots of vitamins and some minerals. Dairy products like cheese, milk and yogurt give us protein and a lot of calcium, an element that helps build strong bones. Meats have protein, some fats and vitamins. Fats, oils and sweets give calories, fats and sugars, but not a lot of nutrition. But now we need to know that why is it shaped like a pyramid? Because it shows that not all foods are equally healthy. We should eat less of some foods and more of others. We can see that the largest part of the food pyramid is grains, which tells us that we should eat more of these foods. We should take 6 or more portions a day of these foods. Then comes the vegetable group. This food group provides fibers, vitamins, minerals and some proteins. We should take 5 or more portions of these foods a day. Next is the fruits group. Foods in these group provide vitamin C and many other vitamins needed by the body. Fruits also contain more sugar and less dietary fiber than vegetables. We should take 3 or more portions a day of these foods. Then comes the proteins. Foods in these group provide good source of proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. We should eat 2 portions a day of these foods. Then we have the dairy products. Foods in this group is the best source of calcium. Foods in this group also provide proteins, vitamins, minerals and some fat. We should eat 2 portions a day of these foods. Fats and sweets are on the top of the pyramid. They provide a lot of energy to our body, and foods in these group can be harmful for us. So we should not have more than 1 portion a day of these foods. So to sum up, we may say that food pyramid is a guide which shows that not all foods are equally healthy. So we should eat less of some foods and more of others. Students, do you know that our body is made up of 60% of water? So it is very important to drink water along with a healthy diet. Water helps our body in many ways. For example, it helps in digestion, it keeps us hydrated. And apart from this, water also leads to overall great health by flushing out wastes and bacteria that cause diseases. Water can also decrease the risk of diseases like cancer. A person can live about a month without food but only a week without water. Regular physical activity is very important for all people who want to lead a healthy life because exercise increases our energy, exercise helps us sleep more restfully, exercise burns off unwanted calories, exercise improves our mood, it also helps to relieve stress, it increases our ability to concentrate and learn efficiently, It keeps our bones and muscles strong, so we need to be physically active to stay healthy. Now let's have a look at methods of cooking. In simple terms, methods of cooking may be defined as the different ways in which foods may be prepared. There are different methods of cooking. Today we will discuss baking, boiling, frying, grilling, and steaming. Baking is a method of preparing food that uses dry heat. It is normally done in an oven. Foods that are commonly baked include bread, cookies, cake, pizza, etc. Boiling. Boiling is a method of cooking food in boiling water. It is the simplest way of preparing any food and also a healthy one. A wide range of foods can be boiled, including eggs, rice, and pasta. Frying. The cooking of food in hot oil, usually done in a shallow pan over a fire. Foods like crispy fries, nuggets, and eggs can be prepared using this method. Grilling and steaming. Grilling is a form of cooking that involves dry heat applied to the surface of food, commonly from below or from the side. It involves direct heat. It is used for cooking meat and vegetables quickly. Steaming is a method of cooking using steam. This is often done with a food steamer. A food steamer is an appliance made specifically to cook food with steam. Foods like dumplings, green leafy vegetables, and fish can be prepared using this method. Preservation means to keep something safe from harm. Food preservation is a process by which certain foods are prevented from getting spoiled for a long period of time. Today we will discuss three methods of food preservation, which are canning, salting, and freezing. In canning, food is preserved in airtight containers which prevent germs from entering the food. Salting. Salting is the preservation of food with dry salt. It is one of the oldest methods of preserving food. Salting is used because germs cannot survive in a highly salty environment. Freezing. Freezing is one of the simplest, most convenient, and least time-consuming ways to preserve fresh food. When foods are frozen, the extreme cold stops the growth of harmful germs. Fruits and vegetables can be chopped and frozen and used for a long period of time. Students, this was all about ways to preserve food. I hope you have understood today's lesson very well. Students, here you have an interesting worksheet that you can easily do on your own. I will explain the question to you. Look at the picture of foods which contain carbohydrates, proteins, fiber, and fats. You have been given with 4 pictures of different kinds of foods. Look at them carefully and answer the following questions. Question number 1. Which 3 give us energy? Question number 2. Which one helps to build muscles and grow? The same question has been continued. Which one has no nutritional value but helps to move waste along? The last question is, which 2 can make us fat if we eat too much of them? Look at the pictures carefully, think about it and answer them. Question number 2. Here is a food pyramid. You have just studied it. Look at the food pyramid carefully and answer the following questions. Why are carbohydrates placed at the bottom? Question number 2. Why are fats placed at the top? The last question. Why should we eat a lot of fruits and vegetables? Question number 3. Write the 3 functions of vitamins in the body. Students, we have studied many functions of vitamins in the body. Think of them and write any 3. Question number 4. Below is a list of essential nutrients needed by the body. Which nutrients are missing from the list? Students, in this unit we have studied 6 nutrients. 3 of them have been given and the rest are missing. Think of them and write them. I hope you will find it interesting to do this. Thank you so much for listening.